So I just arrived at this spooky old house that I'm gonna stay at for 2 weeks for my first ever audition rotation. Okay. Hi! At least parking is easy. It's a pretty old house. It's kind of cool with the fireplace. And then living out of the suitcase. We made it. So it is around 6 o'clock in the morning. I have to be at the hospital by 6:30. I've been up since 5 and I can never really sleep the night before a new rotation just because I'm so nervous that I'm gonna be late, or I don't know, my body just won't let me. Some things that I bring to rotations is my white coat, a pen, a notebook, my stethoscope, and then this one I'm bringing shoes, water, and my book just in case I need to look things up. So it's been a week, or almost a week, of my audition rotation, and so far it's been, oops, which way am I turning? Yeah, that's right. And so far it's been amazing. I'm working with a nephrologist who is a DO. He went into IM, specialized in nephrology, and he's just like a very smart man. He lectures every day.
Turn right onto South 11th Street.
We round on patients. I have my own patients. I present to him. We round. He lectures. It's just so amazing, and I feel like I'm learning so much. And even if I don't end up going here, it's an awesome rotation. I wish it was longer. I remember the first day I went home and I passed out because, you know, you're mentally stimulated all day, you're on your best behavior, and you're tired. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. And see you guys soon. Hi everyone, welcome back. So I just finished my audition rotation and first interview, and I wanted to come here and share with you what I did to prepare for both. I think that residency interview is a lot like a medical school interview. So if you are applying to med school and going on med school interviews right now, this is very applicable to you. Going into my audition rotation, I knew that I was going to be with nephrology, and that's all about the kidneys. What I tried to do before going to the rotation was reading from this first aid. And this was what I used to study for STEP. And what I soon realized is that it is not detailed enough. And so what I did was I actually went on YouTube, and there's this guy called Paul Bolin, and I've listened to him during my pediatrics rotation, and he just has like, he makes videos all about med school topics, and there was this whole series on nephrology, and it was really good. So I listened to that every morning. And then during, I would basically I had to follow my own patients, and so when I had an entrance every day, I would pick a patient that I would read about, and it was just good to cement that information into your brain. And it's good to read about patients because and just understand the material, because once the preceptor tells you something, you don't ever want to forget, because he or she will ask you the same question again, and if you get it wrong, you look so not smart. So yeah, that's basically all I did to prep for my rotation. So going on to the interview, I interviewed on the second week on a Thursday. So I had already been working with them for like a week and a half. And so I was still really nervous. They go in, they give you like a little packet, and in the packet is like this whole itinerary of what the day is gonna look like. I'm just gonna, so that my interview day started at 7:45 and it ended around 2:30. In the morning, we got a light breakfast. After that, it was a PowerPoint presentation about the hospital, its history, when it was built, and how it's growing. After that, we got a tour of the hospital, then a little break, and then after that, we had another little presentation about the residency program, the direction of the residency program, and what they're planning to do. And then after that is your one-on-one interview with the head director of your department. This probably isn't as relevant to residency, but I knew it was a place during med school interviews where you got to explain the gaps in your application. So say your grades weren't as well, you can explain why, or like you excelled in other things, you know, it gives you a place to explain what happened and just more insight to your application. For residency, you don't have as many gaps just because you have you have your grades, but it's like pass or fail during rotations, and then you have your COMAT score, USMLE step score. So it's just a number, and it's either you passed it or you failed it. And then some extracurricular activities, but it's not like necessary that you have to do them. So there's not that much explaining. I guess the one question that they ask me that I always hate answering is what is your best characteristic, or what is your worst characteristic you would say about yourself? So things like that. And then there's the residency panel where the residents have a packet of you with like this huge picture of you on it, and they look at it and they read your profile or whatever and then ask you questions. I feel like interviews are just as much for you as it is for them. Like, you need to know if you guys are a match for each other and if you guys can work with each other and not kill each other by the end of a night shift kind of thing. What I did to prepare for the interview, I reread my personal statement because I had written it a couple months ago and it's continuously changing, especially if you're applying to different residencies, say like internal medicine and family medicine. You want to reread whichever personal statement you submitted. Second, I read about the school, I read about their websites. They constantly ask me if I had any questions for them, and you don't want to just stare at them blankly as if you're not prepared. You want to like have 5 questions in your back pocket, so if they do ask something like that, you're more interested. Try not to be nervous, even though I was really nervous, because it comes across that way. I don't know why. I was working with these people for like a week and a half, maybe because I want it so much. But yeah, I was still nervous. So just take deep breaths. Oh, and my last tip, if you don't eat breakfast, don't feel the need to eat breakfast, because I usually just drink coffee in the morning, and when I ate breakfast that morning, my stomach just felt so bad. It was churning, I felt like crampy, and I don't know if it was because I was nervous or if it was the breakfast, but I don't even eat before an exam because I'm scared I'm gonna poop my pants. If you have any questions about interviews and things like that, or just any questions in general, please leave them in a comment section below. I'm pretty good at answering all your questions. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Peace. This is like one of the patient rooms. So, and this is a cool sculpting machine. What cool sculpting is